Hello and welcome to the Loose Butthole Reviews. I am your host Smokey, and joining with me as always is my co-host Booge.
Hello.
And before we get into the review proper, as always, I have to give the three rules of our rating system. The first rule is it must be a fraction of 5. 1 means we hate it, 5 means we love it. Rule number 2, if we are so disappointed or so disdained with the movie that we want our money back, we give it a good old Jeff Goldblum. And rule number 3, if we all agree that it deserves a 6 out of 5, a God tier, then it will get the beloved God tier. And today we are reviewing the trash that is Smiley Face. It
Oh
definitely
yeah.
not a God tier.
I feel like this might. I'm trying to think of any other stoner movies that I can remember that stand out, but I feel like this might be the worst stoner.
it it's definitely the worst stoner movie I've ever seen. Uh, it's I can't say it, but it's definitely the worst movie I've seen, but it's up there. This came
Mhm.
out in 2007. It's I said the movie Smiley Face, right?
Yeah, yeah,
I'm getting dementia. This movie caused me to get dementia. But
yeah.
yeah, Smiley Face came out in 2007, and it's an American German stoner comedy, and it is directed by a Greg Ericke, written by
Damn.
a Dylan Haggerty, which he has no credits.
Hmm.
It stars Anna Faris as the young woman who has a series of misadventures of eating cupcakes laced with cannabis. The supporting cast includes the dirtbag Danny Mastersons, Adam Brody, Rick Hoffman, Jane Lynch, John Krasinski, Marin Rose, Michael Hitchcock, John Cho, Danny Trejo, and Roscoe Lee Brown in his final film.
Danny Trejo for what, like 3 seconds?
Oh no, this was Roscoe Lee Brown's final film appearance.
Oh damn.
Mm. Oh, this was a tough one to go out, Mr. Brown. Oh, I am so sorry that they did that to you.
Damn.
This was produced. The people that you can really blame for this is, of course, Greg Ericke, Steve Golan, Alex Madigan-Yorkin, Kevin Turner, and Henry Winterstern. They are the producers of this.
Hmm.
The
How many of them are
production.
German?
Uh,
Because I feel like we might have got our answer. Why
one.
this isn't funny?
I think one is definitively German. One
Hmm.
is American, I can say, because he's from New York. And hold on, my computer has decided to freeze for some reason. Give me a second. Oh, this is very deserving of this movie. I don't know what they all seem to be American. I'm going to assume the ones that don't have a Wikipedia page, the Henry Winstern, maybe the
Mhm.
Alex Med. He has one. No, it says American White here too. So yeah, it's got to be Henry Winstern and Dylan
Mhm.
Haggerty that were the Germans in this.
Mhm.
I can't confirm because they don't have Wikipedia pages, and I'm not gonna look for it further into this movie. Does not. The music was composed by a David Kitte, if anybody.
Mhm.
The production companies was Anonymous Content, and this is very fitting actually. Desperate Pictures.
Damn.
uh,
You don't want desperate pictures on your on your movie.
this was distributed by First Look International, and that is pretty much it. We can get into the plot. Hold on,
Mm.
if you want.
Oh,
Um,
let's first say what the plot isn't. Is what
it
the
it's
the title is.
it's
The title
definitely
makes it
not.
sound like half baked.
Yeah, yeah,
Like I mean,
definitely.
like the
Mr.
description. Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Smiley, the Mr. Nice Guy. Yeah, it's got they use the same logo. Yeah, it's not
And they
half
use a
baked though.
description like, oh, she's trying to sell government weed, like just
Oh
like,
yeah, for
like the
sure.
lab weed from the, yeah. But that's like such a small, tiny part of the movie, the government weed. We see the government weed. I mean, we'll get to it.
Yeah,
We'll get to
well,
it.
let's. Jane is an ambitious economics major turned television commercial actress living in Los Angeles. She is a frequent marijuana user and one day, while intoxicated, eats a plate of her roommate's cupcake that he had set aside for a science fiction convention. She reveals that the cupcakes are laced with cannabis and has her intoxication intensifies, recalls a number of important tasks she is obligated to do that day, including paying her electric bill and going to an audition.
Funny enough, I didn't catch that the first cupcakes were. I don't know why I didn't catch that they were laced because I thought when she was like just making the second ones, I thought she was just gonna like make some laced cupcakes and like that it wasn't gonna, that the
Yeah,
whatever is
I
fuck is the
thought
name
it
was
was
gonna
gonna
be.
be a plot twist that they weren't
Yeah,
that she was just being stupid.
I thought she just munched some cupcakes. Yeah, and then was like, oh shit, I ate all those cupcakes and was trying to replace them with weed cupcakes.
They were supposed to be laced. They were supposed to be
Okay,
laced, apparently. Uh, so
gotcha.
she calls her dealer, to whom she owes several $100s, and purchases marijuana to use to replace the cupcakes. He threatens to take her furniture if she cannot resolve her debt and instructs her to meet him with the money that afternoon at a hemp festival held at Venice Beach. As Jane begins making cannabis infused butter for the cupcakes, she is distracted by phone calls from her agent and her boyfriend, causing the butter to burn. Jane decides to sell her stash of government issued marijuana to pay the debt, and at her audition offers it to another actress and her casting director. When the casting director appears to phone the police, panicked Jane flushes their marijuana down the toilet. Now, I want to say, I would not trust government issued marijuana for the simple fact MK Ultra was a thing.
Mm.
Like, you don't know what that
Yeah,
marijuana is mixed with. You don't know what they sprayed it with. You don't. If the government's giving you weed, and it's free weed, it's very sus. You gotta watch out for that shit.
yeah. I don't really understand like when because the people who I could think of like I feel like this is like a misunderstanding of how medical weed used to work because it would be like a special like private pharmaceutical company,
Yeah, this definitely is a gross misinterpretation of how marijuana,
It's like that's government weed. That's
especially in the 2007, marijuana was not handled like this at all. Like in 2007, it was, whoo, it was still demonized to
mm,
all. Like Dare was still very prominent and strong, and boy, was it. It was definitely not a good thing to be smoking weed, even though they couldn't really explain why, except it could possibly lead to more dangerous substance. But most of the people that I know, they never say they if they're on a more intense drug, they never say they started with marijuana. Usually they just started with the drug they're on, and that's it.
Mm,
Like, yeah, that's
mm.
most likely the story was like, you do meth, that's because you started on meth, and that's what got you. You do
Yeah,
heroin
yeah.
because you did heroin. Now there
Or
are
sometimes you, yeah.
there are
Mm.
some stories where it's like, oh yeah, I got high on this and I wanted to try this and that, but
But I feel like those are more alcohol. I feel like alcohol still beats marijuana with that because alcohol
I
is so easy to get a hold of, and it's such a casual thing of like, oh,
alcohol's
like,
usually the first drug anybody does, really.
yeah, exactly. I remember first getting drunk, and
I
then
got drunk
that,
before I smoked weed.
yeah, me too.
Like somebody get like I know I was 11, but somebody did give me a sip of beer when I was a child, and it not no. I'm glad they did because it like ruined beer for me for the rest of my life. Like I can only drink beer if I'm already shit faced drunk, and I don't care anymore.
Mm. No, I had it first when I was 14 at my grandparents getting remarried,
I
and
can't really say what
I didn't
age.
just have a little sip. I was getting shots. I started
I just
I
had a little
started out like
tiny
near
sip.
blackout.
I had a little tiny sip. This wasn't nothing major. This was like, hey, try this, kid. And I was like, okay. Oh, no, I'm good.
No, it was open bar. And
But yeah, let's try to get
yes,
back to this fucking plot.
yes.
Jane begins cold calling various acquaintances for money, eventually reaching out to Brevin, a friend of her roommate's who is infatuated with her. He agrees to loan her the money after his dental appointment. They travel to the
Played by the
dental.
John Krasinski.
Yeah, John Krasinski's actually in a role that, and he's typecast as like the same
It's
exact.
just the
He's just
simp.
a simp. They traveled to the dentist's office together, which Jane notices is near the home of her former uh, uh, Maraxan economics professor. Uh, upon leaving, Brevin finds his car was broken into and his wallet, which was left on the dashboard, was stolen. When the police arrive to question them, a paranoid Jane flees to her former professor's home. She is greeted by her mother, who, believing that Jane is her son's teaching assistant, entrusts her with a first edition copy of the Communist Manifesto to take to his office. Ha 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 ha. So hilarious. So ha ha ha. Wasn't that so funny when they popped the Communist Manifesto out? Wasn't
Oh
that
yeah,
just a
dude.
lark?
And then she was kind of like preaching about, well, mainly like socialist things. And then I was kind of confused because then also when she described when she when it was I remember when she was having a conversation with Brevin about the teacher, and she like made a comment. She's like, he was like, oh yeah, he asked like if you ever had sex with her, and he's like, ew, no, she like they were a communist. So I didn't really. I was a little confused. I couldn't tell if the movie, because I know that socialism and communism are different,
The
but
movie
I don't
didn't
know if
know.
the movie
No,
does.
the movie does not. No, you're
But then, like,
asking.
then why would she hate the
You
communists?
you are demanding way too much from this movie. German, dude. German. Communist equals Russian.
But Germans are socialists.
It doesn't. You are trying to make sense of this fucking movie, and I can't do it, man. I can't do it. I can't. Like I can try, but there's no logic to it, dude. There was some German. He was like, "Oh, I hate Russians, and all Russians are communists, and communists are like this for some reason, even though he's stupid." It was I don't know if it was I can't look up it was written by a German. I shouldn't be blaming. This was probably stupid ass
Mm,
Americans doing this. I don't fucking know.
yeah.
I'm
Cause
blaming
that,
both of them.
because I'd blame the Germans for the lack of comedy, but for if there's one things that Germans have over Americans is understanding that socialism and
And
communism are different.
I mean, the German aspect explains why this seems like it was more straight edge than it was for like
Mm,
marijuana to stoners to be watching and laughing at. Like, it seems to be admirably trying to insult people that use
hmm
marijuana, like on a very, very harshly.
hmm Yes. The not informed people, that's for
Yeah, but Jane, to go on, Jane decides to use the book to pay off the debt, which is just fucking stupid. She stows away in the back of a truck that she believes will take her to Venice Beach. It takes her to a metal packing plant in El Monte, which is in Los Angeles, where a factory worker agrees to drive her to her destination, where a car accident causes a traffic jam. Jane leaves the car and continues on foot before being given a ride by a woman riding a motorcycle. Upon arriving, Jane discovers that the festival has already ended. Wandering the beach, she finds several tickets that she uses to board the Ferris wheel on the Venice Beach boardwalk. While on the
Which is where the
ride,
movie started.
yeah, it started here and now it's ending here. It was very quote unquote clever and started the movie at the very end because you know that you got to do that. Okay, so while on the ride, she sees a group of people she has encountered throughout the day looking for her on the boardwalk. Recognizing that she must take responsibility and return the book, Jane waves to get their attention. As she does, the carriage shifts and the book slips out of her hands, causing the pages to tear out and scatter. She is arrested and sentenced to 5 year suspended sentence and 1,500 hours of community service for grand larceny and property destruction, which does not make sense. They have her in a goddamn orange jumpsuit.
Yeah.
Mm.
They don't know how it works. How anything works. This was made by a fucking 7-year-old. This is a 10-year-old's perspective of how the world works.
Oh, the reception. Smiley Face premiered at the 2007 Sundance Film Festival, followed by a very small theatrical release. In Los Angeles, it had a week-long run at the Nutter Theater in Santa Monica. The film was released on DVD on January 8th, 2008. Nathan Lee, in his review for The Village Voice, wrote that 100% sober when I watched it, I can say with some authority that Dylan Haggerty has written an 11th hour candidate for the funniest movie of 2007. That Greg Arkin had directed his finest film since 1997's
But
Nowhere. And
you
that
didn't say the Rotten
fair.
Tomatoes, right? What's the Rotten Tomatoes?
Hold on. And that Ferris Flawless rocks their inspired idiot odyssey in a veritas comedic turn. It also toured around British cinemas in the summer of 2008 as part of a 22nd London Lesbian and Gay Film Festival. Congratulations.
This movie wasn't even gay.
The director was though.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
great. He is LGBT.
Gotcha.
So I guess he gets celebrated for doing this, but God, what a low bar. What a low bar he has set. Um,
Mhm.
in his review of the New York Times, Matt Zoller Zitz praised Ferris, freakishly committed performance as Jane F. that suggests Amy Adams' princesses from Enchanted dropped into a Cheech and Chong movie. That's a goddamn insult. Andrew O'Hare wrote in his review for Salon, Smiley Face was a wonderful performance by Anna Faris and one of the all-time great stoner monologues in movie history.
Damn.
In her review
Damn.
for Cinemetrical, Manicock Bretz wrote, Eric's comedy gives us the best of many comedic worlds and a in, insanely funny, easily quotable serving, from Decisions of Maximum to Love of Sean Penn's Jeff Spaulding in Fast Times at Ridgemont High, has an actor so thoroughly dominated the screen while pretending to be in a chemically altered state. In the review of Los Angeles Times, it is argued that Greg Arkin's delirious smiley face is an unabashed Valentine to Anna Faris, an opportunity for the actress to show that she can carry a movie composed of often hilarious non-stop misadventures, no matter how outrageous or foolishly Ferris Jane behaves, she remains blissfully appealing. Such a Ferris fearless comedic skill. Dude, this I'm being trolled. I am being fucking trolled here. Um However, S. James Snyder in his review for the New York Sun wrote, if this is meant as a light-hearted change of pace for Mr. Akiri after Mysterious Skin, then perhaps he took things too far in the opposite direction. This isn't just light or fluffy, it floats away. Okay. On review aggregate Rotten Tomatoes, the film has an approval rating of 66% based on
What was
38.
half bakes again? I want to know. I want to know.
Um, if I remember, it was relatively low.
It was with critics, I
28.
know. The critic part was. Damn. Fuck
28.
critics. Critics don't know shit. Critics officially just don't know shit.
Fucking
I mean, I know it's
20.
different times, but
That is. Oh man, if you think if you think Smiley Face is better than Half Baked, you're not even straight edge. Metacritic got my back though. It is overwhelmingly disliked,
I'm just gonna
16%.
assume you're racist. I don't know. I don't
You're
know how
racist. You
how
are racist. You're fucking racist.
because that's the only thing that makes sense is that you don't like Dave Chappelle
Like,
because he's black.
there's no other fucking reason. But yeah, 66, and it's still to this day. Audience is 44%. I'm fucking flawed at that, even though audience is 81% for Half Baked. So good for them.
Mhm. Okay.
Apparently on Metacritic, the audience likes Half Baked better. It's 7.4, but Smiley Face is 7.1. Half Baked is only 16. And fucking Smiley Face is 71. These goddamn critics don't know what the fuck they're talking about. But yeah,
Motherfuckers.
that was based on 38 reviews with an average rating of 5.8 out of 10. The website's critical consensus reads, although many of the jokes have been done before, Anna Faris Bright's performance and Greg Arkier's sharp direction make Smiley Faces more than average stoner comedy. What the fuck ever. On Metacritic, the film received a 71 based on 9 reviews, inducting generally favorable reviews. Ferris won the Stoner of the Year award at High Times Magazine's Stony Awards in Los Angeles on October 13, 2007 for her role in Smiley Face. And that is it. The final thoughts, we can... Both of us, I already know. Fucking...
Jeff
Jeff Goldblum.
Hewitt.
Yeah, fucking. Oh.
Jeff Goldblum. What does Jeff Goldblum want?
I want my money back.
Mm-hmm.
And I want angels to give it to me. And pixies to count it out for me, and a gnome or a hobbit or an elf to sleep at the foot of my bed, and I just want them all over my backyard. But no matter what happens with any of that, I do want my money back.
Oh, this was bad. I don't know. I mean, it was, the pacing was off. The only thing that was funny about it, in hindsight's not funny whatsoever. Like, just,
was the message they were trying to deliver us. I think somebody knew something, was trying to get a secret message out.
yeah, definitely someone knew something about Danny Masterson and tried to get something out. Definitely try to warn the masses, cause wow, dude. Whoa.
Or maybe they just had like a really good judge of character. Like, they didn't know anything about Masterson, but he came in and they were like, "You look like a skull fucker."
I mean, just it's too big of a coincidence, dude. I mean, it's just too big of a coincidence for it to happen. They had to have known.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But,
I mean,
yeah.
everyone did. Like, from what I learned about like what was going on in that '70s show set.
Oh man, everybody was so apologetic and wrote letters, not like saying how they feel disgusted or anything, but apologizing for his behavior and how they believe that his good active character should prove differently now. It's like, what? This incident happened after the fact.
And I didn't know that the fucking, what's her name, the chick that plays Meg, also in Family Guy. I didn't know she was 15 when she was on the show, and everyone else was 20.
She lied about her age. She fudged her age and said she was 18 to get on. So yeah.
But they still kept her on still after, like, no, you know, it wasn't like a big secret for years. It was just, they just still just let her on.
I mean, she was doing such a good role. Nobody knew. Nobody outside the show, knew.
But I just know that her, Masterson, and Kutcher were like the main group of friends, Yeah. Like, were the closest with each other. And then Topher Grace actually didn't ever go out with them.
No,
really interact with them.
Topher Grace didn't like that most of the crowd. To be honest, most of that '70s show is unfortunately Scientologists, and they're all buddy, including the person that plays Red. If I'm not mistaken, he is also a Scientologist.
Ah, damn!
And
they got him. They got goddamn Red.
If I'm not mistaken, Kitty is also. I could be mistaken on this. I could be 100%. You know what? I might hear. I can just check it. That '70s
If anybody
show...
wants to prove us wrong in the comments, then give us some fucking comments.
Yeah, I mean, you totally could be like, hey, it's, save people some watch time. Deborah Jo Roop. I would have to go to her personal life. They don't have her personal life. Yeah, here it goes. Okay, she's a Methodist. Good. I'd
Okay.
much rather
Oh yeah.
that. But that doesn't fare well for Red, unfortunately. If I'm not
Mm,
mistaken, he is a Scientologist.
yeah, and you never know because sometimes people will kind of will be it on the DL,
Yeah, it's hard
or
to.
kind of or like they're associated. They're not in it, they're not in it, but they're kind of in it. Like Will Smith, like by association. All right.
Where is it? Oh, okay. I guess I just have to go to his. Smith grew up. He's instruction. A '90s show. Other roles. I'm just gonna fucking Kurt Smith Scientologist.
Is he a Scientologist? Tell me. Tell me, internet. You hold the information.
Uh, uh,
It's been a while since I've seen him in anything other than the reboot, or not the reboot, the fucking continuation, I guess,
all
of
that I
70 Show.
can see points to yes, he is. He is a Scientologist.
Damn.
Yeah, most of that '70s show are actually that kind of was a Scientology made show. Unfortunately,
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
almost everybody that's involved with that show is a Scientologist, and the people that are adamantly like fuck that show and fuck that time period are people that weren't Scientologists, and it's because if you're not part of the in crowd when it comes to Scientology people, then it's a fucking nightmare being around them. Like
Oh yeah.
they're not them themselves, but the people that they surround themselves that are a part of the religion just make it
Yeah, they don't
unbearable.
see you. They don't see you as equals or as people almost.
Yeah, it's aggravating. But yeah, that is Smiley Face, folks. This is hot garbage.
Yo, yeah.
If you haven't noticed from my editing on this one, it I'm not watching this one again. I'm not.
not even
This
for not even for B-roll.
Nope. No, I'm getting one picture of a pile of trash. It's probably gonna be the first one you get when Google and putting the fucking poster up, and that's what you get. That's what you get.
Mhm.
That's. I will watch Velma season 2 before I watch this shit ever again.
Well, funny enough, I've been doing that. I've been kind of doing that just through Spilling the Milk's channel because they just react to it and they just keep it like a 15 minute and they have like 3 episodes in one and just riff
I
on it.
I only needed to see that one screenshot to fully know I made the right decision.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Boycotting
you
Max
did.
for sure.
Hmm.
Oh man, wow. You
Yeah, this
know,
blue.
I
The
I
if you
usually
if yeah,
I usually don't
go
do
on.
this, but if you want something good, go watch Shogun or Fallout. That's fucking great.
Oh, I'm surprised. Did Fallout actually grow on you? I didn't think you were gonna like it.
I'm on the second episode, and so far it's got me playing the video games again. So you
Mm.
know,
I definitely think the
it,
first episode was the weakest, like in some parts. I
yeah,
like the scientist. I like
it
the
definitely
enclave dude.
it's got some Well, hold your horses. Some people that are listening might not know everything.
It's the first episode.
Because
It's like one of the first.
well, they haven't revealed that it's Enclave yet. Like they mentioned the Enclave one time, and that's it. And it's not.
Who else?
involved-
Who else could it be?
hey,
I guess the
not
Institute,
me.
but they
I'm
didn't have
not the
dogs.
only one watching the show. And the person that I'm watching it with hasn't played any of the fucking video games. And
Yeah.
it's
Oh yeah, true.
it's unbearable because I want to go, oh shit, it's that thing. But every time I go, it's that thing, they go, what? It's like, oh, I gotta go, oh shit, it's from the video games. Never mind.
That's what I love is that I've been hearing. What's good about those things? You know, a much better thing than this movie. So we're just gonna divert into this until we just end this. Is that I love all the people talking about how they're like they're watching fucking Last of Us and fucking Fallout with their grandparents, and their grandparents are like having discussions about what they think about like the Brotherhood of Steel and
Fuck yeah, that's what.
they're like, I never
yes.
thought being a Fallout fan that this would ever happen. The Witcher 2 I know is big, that they kind of started going pretty garbage with that.
Yeah, who? Oh shit. Who the fuck knew that actually watching Fallout lore videos would turn out to be a net positive at the end? Because
Hell
I've
yeah.
played all the video games, but every time that I've played most of the like deep-seated world lore just like goes over my fucking head. It's like, oh, it's
Mhm.
pretty much a different game every time that I play it. Not like Fallout 4, like every time that I play one of the Fallout games, it's like, hey, it's called Fallout 2, but this doesn't seem like the same universe.
And I feel like most of the times that we played, though I might be misremembered, because I did this with a lot of friends, was usually I just go to my almost done save, and then I usually go on there with my friends, and we just wipe out like everyone.
Well, I
going on?
have a I usually want to just end up being a cannibal, so that's
Gotcha.
probably what devolved to that's what our playthrough was gonna devolve into if I'm playing.
Oh yeah, which would work. It'll still work with the, because actually, if we ever do a playthrough of that, cannibalism, we want to get that as soon as possible, because there's a whole perk that you get if you eat all four of the main faction leaders in New Vegas. You actually get bonuses for eating them. It's,
Fuck yeah.
Food of the
You bold.
Feast of the Champions.
Yes, we have to.
Oh yeah,
yes.
and even with my weird way that I want to do it, totally still fits, because we're going independent anyway, so we don't need any of those motherfuckers. The only hardest thing to do would be for me would be killing the king, because I always loved the king. But you gotta eat him.
We gotta fucking eat them. We got to. Oh,
but it's okay, 'cause there is a way to keep the kings around, so that's good. We'll have to do that and then kill them.
The DLC is only like $25 for all of it, so we'll be able to play it in its entirety too. New Vegas when we finally get to.
Oh yeah. We're finally united.
We're definitely never picking up Fallout 4 ever again. It's especially the current gen version.
Yeah. That's not good for streaming from the sound of it. It sounds like hell.
It's I finally killed Kellogg. It should have only took me an hour, but it took me 7.
Damn.
Playing the same fucking content over and over again to the point where I was like, okay, I killed that guy. Quick save. Kill that guy. Quick save. Kill that guy. Quick save. And it seems to have fixed the problem. I haven't had a single crash, but quick saving constantly is so fucking annoying. I need to see if there's a hotkey. But hey, we've been rambling on long enough.
Oh yeah.
It's Smiley Face. This is the part. This is the go where I go. Hey, if you've been listening to us this long, thank you so much for sticking around. Please leave a like, comment what you think of this piece of shit movie, and what you think about the Fallout series in the comment section below. And if you share the video around, that'd be great. That'd probably help out the channel. Subscribing, if you aren't subscribed already, also helps. And turning on that notification so you know when the edited versions and when we go live, that will be great. So you can tune in. And this is where I go. Does anybody have a sign off? Right? Yeah.
Have you ever watched Smiley Face? Have you ever watched Smiley Face on Wii? Still terrible.
It's awful. It's awful. No, don't waste the weed.
Don't do it. Watch Half Baked. Watch Marijuana. Watch Reefer Madness.
And
watch Pineapple Express.
Oh, you go. Yeah.
Any of those.
Any one of those. We definitely are doing a palate cleanser after this one. Up in Smoke is definitely being watched. I have to make sure that that's not on Max, actually. God damn it.
Damn it, Velma.
We'll be able to watch it regardless, but we'll just have to do a little workaround. But yeah, oh man, yeah. Remember to tell your children, cats die, music fades, and art is for keeps. And go hell Henry Zabrowski, you motherfuckers. This is not art. Yeah. This is not for keeps. This is definitely a cat. This is a cat.
The dead cat. We've done this before, but it's still true.
Yeah. Oh, definitely a dead cat. Bye-bye, folks.
Bye-bye.
Know your fucking place, trash. Fucking robots. I don't give a fuck about no robots. They ain't got no soul.